Well, hello there. In a few days' time, in April the 1st, it will be the beginning of the trout season, and it's always quite an exciting time of year. But I thought I would do a short video on tying flies. Now, I won't go into too much detail about the flies because there's a lot of people that know a lot more about flies than me. But there are thousands of sorts of flies that the fisherman is trying to imitate. But basically, there are flies that float and there are flies that sink. And they're all trying to imitate different insects, aquatic insects, and also insects that are not aquatic but have fallen into the water. If I cast my mind back, I can remember the first trout that I caught on a fly, and I remember it very distinctly. In fact, the name of the fly, it was an olive dun. There are some lovely names to these flies, just a few of them in my head: Wickham's Fancy, Coachibundu, March Hare, Gnat. There are so many lovely names. Tup's Indispensable.
I couldn't resist a few more names: Medicine, Stonefly, Iron Blue, Kelly's Blue, Red Quill, Partridge in Orange, Blue Dun, Cinnamon and Gold, Usk Purple, and Gold-ribbed Hare's Ear.
Anyway, I'm just going to give you a very brief demonstration of how we tie a fly. Now, I used to tie flies when I was a lot younger, and I had the material to do it, but not really a very good vice. So this winter, I sent for a new fly tying kit, and it really is very, very good value. It's all came in this little box, and there's all the tools that you need to make flies. And I already had quite a lot of feathers and other materials for tying flies, and I've thoroughly enjoyed tying flies. They're not brilliant, but you can go on YouTube and you can see some really clever fly tyers. So that's where I'm learning, from YouTube.
Now these are some of the feathers that I use. They're capes from different cockerels, and I've gathered these over many years. In fact, these are well over 50 years old, but they're quite beautiful actually, and the feathers are just right for certain parts of the fly. Now I would highly recommend the fly tying vise and the tools that came from Flycast, and it was a very reasonable price as well. Now you start by putting the hook into the vise, and then you wrap the silk. It's a silk thread, and it's on a little holder that dispenses it. I've tied in a little bit of copper wire, which will just give this fly a little bit of weight, because I don't want it's a fly that will be beneath the water. It's a wet fly. Now I'm just tying in a little bit of pheasant tail, just a small tail to it, and then we trim it off with the scissors. And now I'm sort of rubbing in a sort of a dubbing, they call it. I'm still not quite used to doing this because I haven't made flies for 50 years, so I've got to learn all over again. And then I'm bounding the wire around it. That's just the dubbing is just to build up the body of the fly. Then I've got a little bit of I think it's peacock curl, and this is going to add a little bit of green bulk to the body. trim off the end, and then you'll see as this goes round the hook, it starts to give the effect of a body. And there's the whipping off tool. It's one I made myself, but there was one in the box. I'm trying to make what's called a cinnamon sedge. It's a fly that has wings across its back, low across its back. I've got a little picture of it a bit later on. Well, I hope this is giving you some idea of how I tie a fly. I'm no expert whatsoever, but there are plenty of experts on YouTube, as I've said before. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little introduction into fly fishing, making flies. Anyway, if you did, please click a like and maybe subscribe. Goodbye.